Hi everybody, welcome back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, and this is the first of a series of videos about learning tactics for ground war, a beginner's guide to ground war. Now the first thing I'd say though is that I think compared to the normal domination, TDM, hardpoint game modes, I think ground war is more of a fun mode to play. Because it's, it's 32 versus 32 or 20 versus 20, and so the effect that you can have as a single player in a match is a little bit more limited than it is when you're just playing 6 versus 6. So I would say always treat ground war as fun. You play it for fun. However, it can be incredibly chaotic, or seem to be that way. And so what I'd probably encourage you to do as a beginner is to have a tactic. So what I'm going to do is a series of videos looking at different maps and the different tactics you could use with different loadouts as well, to maybe enjoy the game more and give you specific objectives to complete in the game that you're responsible for. So in this first one, we're looking at the Karst Quarry, is it, map, and I'm going to be looking at something that I would call the rear guard tactic. And so what that means is our job is just to look after the home spawn and the next closest spawn. So I think in this case it might be D and it's A and B. It's A and B in this video gameplay that you're going to see in a bit. So we look after the home spawn and we try and look after the B spawn, and that's all our job is throughout the game. That's all we've got to do is keep running back between those two spawns, just those two flags, just trying to keep them in our hands to stop the enemy getting them. Now, as far as loadouts go, I mean, you don't have to have a specific loadout for ground war. Because it's all about running around and as I say, having fun. However, you may want to consider something like this. I mean, if I wanted to go with my standard, my favourite gun, it would be like the M4 with the pillar. But what I would do is I would change my perks to I would have shrapnel as my perk, and then I would run with thermites. That's so that you get 2 thermites. Thermite grenades are very good at taking out tanks, and tanks can really spoil your day in ground war. A well piloted tank can decimate your team and make things very difficult. But a couple of thermites in the side really damages it very badly. Follow it up with a few bullets and you've normally blown it up, or a pillar, and it's gone. However, a couple of fun loadouts you might want to try are an LMG loadout, for example with the PKM. This is my PKM loadout with the Cronin 3.5 times optic, FSS close quarter stock for faster aim down sight, stipple grip tape for faster aim down sight, recon so I can see people from further away, and the snatch grip for a faster aim down sight. That's quite powerful. However, as a really different sort of thing to do that maybe you wouldn't run in the normal game modes, how about running a sniper and your favourite gun loadout? So this is one I'm going to use in the gameplay that you're going to see in a sec. And the idea with this is that you run overkill, so you can run 2 primary guns, you run restock, and you run shrapnel. And the idea with that is that you're restocking your thermites. So if you're using them to take out armour, or just use them as an area denial weapon, because they're good at killing people as well. Just throw them onto a flag, and they burn away and they put people off, and that they can be very good. And as an alternative to thermites, you may want to try sort of proximity mines or claymores, put them around flags. The beauty, I think, though, with the thermite in ground war is because, again, it is so effective against armour, it gives you that option to take out armour, because when you're defending the home flags, chances are you will have vehicles coming to attack you, and you can really put them off with some thermite. Secondary weapon is just my M4, set up as I like it, with the Cronin sight on, sleight of hand, stipple grip tape, Merc full grip for stability control, and the 1mm laser for hip fire accuracy. You could argue that I should really dump the 3.5 times optic for iron sights, or maybe a red dot or something, but That's the gun I'm kind of used to using. And then the other option that you go with is a sniper rifle, for example, like the HDR. And I think, I'm not sure where you get, I think HADIR'S right hand comes from the Battle Pass, I think. And I just stick with the standard optic. I've put the Scout stock on it for a better aim down sight speed, and I've got recon on it, and that's all. And the reason for that is the sniper rifle, especially the HDR, gives you a one-hit kill option at quite long ranges as well. So in gunfight, a lot of the time you are engaging at long range, and if you're using your assault rifle, you end up burning through ammo quite a lot. But with the sniper, you can black people from long range, especially people who are camping on top of buildings and things like that, and you can just black them. And most importantly, it's really good fun to kill people with sniper rifles in ground war. So that's kind of the weapon setup. Smoke grenade is there if you need to capture flags, you can lob it on, or if you need to make a hasty retreat, you can lob that on as well. And then, as for your field upgrade, now you can play around with this, but an interesting one to... Alright, so first off, you don't need to go with the munitions box, because you're always going to be spawning in your home spawn, or the first flag or the second flag, and one of them is probably captured already. And if you have a look round, there's always munitions piles, either in your home spawn or in the first two flags. So once you know where they are, you don't really need to worry about munitions, just put them up. So an interesting option to go with is the recon drone. Because the cool thing about the recon drone is if you have captured the first two spawns and you're feeling a bit like, well, there's not much going on, but you don't really want to push forward because that's not your role. Your role is the rear guard to make sure these spawns don't get captured. You can send the recon drone off just to have a look around the battlefield, and you can spot enemies for your teammates, so it's pretty helpful. The big disadvantage with it is while you're doing that, you're very exposed to just getting shot, so you've got to make sure you put yourself down inside a bush or somewhere where you're hidden. And also, while you're doing that, sometimes what happens is the flags that you're defending can get captured. If I wasn't going to use the recon drone, I'd probably use something like the trophy system, just so that when you're defending a flag, you can put it down and it stops the enemy throwing smokes or grenades and all that sort of stuff onto it that way. But yeah, have a play with the recon drone because it just spices up the gameplay a little bit, and it's always fun to have a look around the battlefields in ground war because there's so much going on. Do it that way. So that's kind of the loadout. They're the weapons and the field upgrades, and what I'm going to do now is I'll just play the ground war game that I played through, and you kind of see what I'm trying to do, which is really just staying to those two flags that are closest to the home spawn, just trying to capture those, trying to hang onto them, defending them, and then just being like the backbone for the rest of the team who are off running around doing all sorts of different things, where I'm just concentrating on doing that for the whole game. And I find it super effective to have that strategy in mind, and then using the tactic of the assault rifle combined with the sniper rifle. It's just real fun. And for me, as I said at the beginning of the video, ground war is all about fun. It's not too serious. It's about being in this cinematic experience with jets flying over, helicopters flying around, tanks coming in, and you're in the middle of it, you know, running around blacking people. So there we go. There won't be any commentary over the top of the gameplay that you're about to see. So watch as much as you like, but have a good go. Comment down below whether you found it useful or not, or what strategies or tactics you do. And I'm going to be doing other videos about ground war as well, looking at the different maps, you know, different tactics, and also the other two strategies we're going to look at are going to be called assault, which is where your job is to take the middle flags, which is often where a ground war match is won or lost, and then recon, which is where you're going to be taking the flags closest to the enemy spawn. So look out for those soon. But anyway, that's enough from me. Here comes the footage, and I'll see you again soon.
station for overwatch. Enemy UAV overhead. Charlie. Friendly counter UAV active. We've got a UAV on station, ready for fire. Allied cruise missile away. Hostiles at Bravo. Friendly UAV overhead.
This is Jaguar 3-0. Personal radar single fuel. Recalling to base. Friendly VTOL on station for overwatch.
Right.
Friendly sentry gun online. One Bravo, stand by. Friendly chopper gun online.
AO. Signal lost. UAV's down.
Take cover. Enemy UAV overhead. Friendly UAV dropping in. Securing B. Enemy UAV overhead. Securing Charlie. Losing Bravo. Friendly counter UAV active. We're in control. Hostiles in Charlie, go. Enemy UAV overhead. Hostiles at Charlie. Lost Bravo. Enemy VTOL in the AO. Friendly IAV dropping in. Hostiles at Alpha, go. Be advised, friendly precision airstrike inbound. Need backup at Delta. We're on Bravo, stand by. Enemy cruise missile incoming. Hostiles at Echo. We're on Echo, stand by. Captured Bravo. Captured Alpha. We've got Echo. Contact! Enemy UAV overhead. Securing Delta. Hostiles taking Bravo. Hostiles at Bravo. Delta secure. Securing Charlie. Enemy UAV overhead. Be advised, friendly precision airstrike inbound. Allied cruise missile away. Hostiles at Delta, go. Allied. Friendly AAV dropping in. Friendly UAV overhead. Captain Charlie. We're taking Bravo. Hostiles at Alpha, go.